With the holiday season just around the corner, it's the perfect time to level up your photography game for marketing your food and products. For today's video, we're diving headfirst into the world of holiday themed photos. You know, the ones that make you feel all festive and ready to shop? Hi there, it's me again, Rose, your online buddy who loves sharing tips and tricks for food and product photography. My real passion is teaching, but I'm also on a mission to help small businesses like yours increase their sales and online presence with eye-catching holiday-themed photos. In this video, we'll tackle some important questions about holiday photography, like can I use my smartphone for holiday food and product photography? Or do I need a fancy camera? We'll also chat about how to keep your holiday photos from looking cluttered and how to make them feel all warm and festive through editing. Plus, I'll spill the beans on my workflow for shooting holiday themed photos, including the editing process. But before we dive into all that, let's check out these awesome holiday themed photos I recently took for some really exciting marketing campaigns. We are going to break down how you can create photos just like these. Photos that'll boost your sales and keep your followers totally engaged this holiday season. Sounds good? Well, let's get started. In every photo shoot, the very first thing I do is plan and find inspiration. I didn't always work this way though. In the past, I would just jump into it without a plan, and it often left me unsatisfied. So I had to learn the hard way that planning ahead and seeking inspiration is very important. That's where the shot list comes in. It's not just for videography, it's important for photography too. Let me give you an example. For a recent photo shoot featuring heart-shaped chocolate bombs and cake, I started by looking for inspiration. I turned to Pinterest for this. I began by searching for Christmas cakes and chocolate bombs for Christmas. This gave me some ideas to work with. And it's great because I'm not starting from scratch, which can be tough and block your creativity. After getting inspired, I think about how I can add my unique touch to the concept. This way, I create something special and personal in my photos. So here's a sneak peek to my shot list. So I have one on my phone and notebook just in case. Nothing fancy, just listed the shots I wanted to capture for the shoot so I don't lose track or forget anything. Now, let's talk about the next step in my workflow: choosing a theme and selecting props. Props are all those little things that make a photo come to life, like backgrounds, tableware, utensils, flowers, and seasonal decorations. If you've seen my shot list, you'll notice I have themes like White Christmas, Golden Elegant, and Classic Christmas. These themes guide me in picking the right props and backgrounds. They give me a clear path to follow. A theme is like your secret recipe for creating a cohesive look in your photos. It helps you decide on the colors and the overall mood. And here's the cool part: it simplifies the process of choosing props and styling them. Plus, it answers that common question: how can I avoid making my holiday food and product photos look cluttered? When you don't have a theme, it's easy to throw in all your holiday decorations, and it can get messy. But when you stick to a theme, you become intentional. You know what fits and what doesn't. For example, in my White Christmas theme, it's a no-brainer not to include bright red or other colorful stuff. Instead, I focused on white, using a white Christmas tree and snowflakes as props. I made use of my white backgrounds, plates, and even a white scarf. And to add a touch of magic, I tried adding warm white Christmas lights to the scene. And voila! Here are the final photos from my White Christmas photo shoot. The same principle applies when I'm going for a different theme. Take my classic festive Christmas theme, for example. I thought of the classic green and red combo. I had to decide if my background would be green or red. Unlike the White Christmas theme, where white was the clear choice, here it was different. I experimented with a green curtain and a red surface background, but it didn't quite click for me, so I switched the curtain to white and let the red and green come from the Christmas tree and the surface background. I also added some gold to the tree and connected it to the gold props on the table to give it that grand and festive feel. For a flat lay photo like this one, where I couldn't capture the Christmas tree, I used these Christmas decorations instead. I even threw in a red and white candy cane to match the plate and the food being photographed. So you see, having a theme not only makes your photos look fantastic, but also simplifies your prop selection and styling. It's like having a secret ingredient for picture perfect holiday shots. So once I've settled on my theme, picked out my props, and chosen a background, it's time to set up the scene. When I first started, I used to stick to composition rules like glue. But after doing it a bunch of times, it starts to come naturally. Don't get me wrong, I still make mistakes. Just like in this photo from my golden elegant Christmas theme. I totally missed that awkward bit of baking paper in the background. So, what should I have done? Well, I should have moved it and made it less noticeable, like I did in this other photo. If you want more tips on composition, I've got plenty of videos here on my channel, so feel free to check them out. The main goal here is to create a balanced composition. Think of your frame like it's split in half. Arrange your props so it looks nice and even. Play around with where you put your props and your dish to fill up empty spaces and balance the look of your photos. Use your props like they're leading lines, guiding your eyes right to the main attraction. Also, make sure to give each prop some room or space so your photo looks smooth and not cramped. Don't bunch them up too close or it'll feel all squished and awkward. And here's a nifty trick. Turn on the grid lines on your smartphone or DSLR camera. Those lines can really help you position your props just right. Now, let's talk about the next step, taking photos from different angles. The angle you choose really depends on your subject. So let's break it down. If your subject has interesting shapes like these heart-shaped chocolate bombs, then going for an overhead shot is a smart move. It captures all those lovely shapes and details from the top, making it look super appealing. On the flip side, if your subject is tall, a straight-on angle works wonders. It emphasizes its height and adds that extra touch of grandeur. Think of it like giving your subject the spotlight it deserves. But we're not done yet. You can also get creative with three-quarter angles and close-ups. These angles are perfect for highlighting all the little details and making your photo more engaging. They draw your viewers in and make them want to look a little closer. So, depending on what you're shooting, play around with these angles and see what works best. Different angles can totally change the vibe of your photo and make it pop. So, once you've got your shots all lined up and you're feeling satisfied, it's time for a breather. If you've been photographing food, now's the moment you've been waiting for. You get to savor those delicious treats. Just like what we did with these mouth-watering goodies we shot for a local bake shop. You can take a well-deserved break for a day, or if you're like me, you might be too excited to wait and dive right into editing. Now, let me tell you why editing is a big deal. It's not just some fancy extra step. It's a crucial part of making your holiday photos truly stunning. With editing, you can fix things like exposure, add contrast, and adjust colors. For example, let me walk you through how I edited a photo of a classic and festive flat lay that I took using my iPhone. I used Lightroom for mobile. It's a free application that's fantastic for editing food and product photos. My editing workflow is straightforward. First, I bumped up the brightness and contrast to make the photo pop. Then I dialed down some of the shadows to get the lighting just right. Next up, I corrected the white balance to make sure the colors look true to life. And to make everything stand out, I added a touch of vibrance. One cool thing in Lightroom is that you can fine-tune the colors individually. So I toned down the red a bit and balanced it with the green. After a few more little tweaks, here's the magic, the before and after. It's still the same photo, but now it's better, without any heavy editing that takes away from the photo's natural beauty. And that wraps up my workflow for photo shoots. Now, let me share some tips to help you nail your food and product photography for holiday marketing. First up is featuring holiday packaging. If you've got some awesome holiday-themed packaging, flaunt it. Make it a star of the show. Create scenes that make people feel like they're unwrapping a special holiday gift. For example, check out how I did it with these scrumptious cookies neatly packed in adorable Christmas boxes. Perfect for spreading holiday cheer and gifting. Next is to highlight unique features. Zoom in on what makes your product special, whether it's the intricate stitching on a handmade ornament or the mouth-watering details of a gourmet treat. Put it in the spotlight. Practice those close-up shots to really grab your audience's attention and let them dive into the unique features of your food or products. For food items, remember to focus on texture. Capture the crispy skin of a roasted turkey or the gooey goodness of a molten chocolate cake. Texture can be oh so tempting. Lastly, incorporate holiday decor. Surround your product with holiday flair to tie it into the festive season. You don't have to go all out. Start by picking a background color that matches your props or decorations. Begin with 3 decorations that share the same color or theme. And if you feel like it, add 2 more elements to make it a total of 5 props. Why 5? Because odd numbers look great in photos. These props could be a cozy scarf or a charming table napkin. Anything that adds up to your story. But here's the golden rule. Don't toss in anything that doesn't contribute to your theme. This is how you make your food and product photos stand out. It's all about intentional styling. No need to overthink or overcomplicate things. Plan, get inspired, choose a theme, arrange with purpose, and make subtle edits. And here's the deal. Don't expect to nail it perfectly on your first try. Leave room for learning and growing. The key is consistency and practice. The more you style and take food and product photos, the better you'll become at it. So, keep at it and watch your skills grow. Now, let's answer the big question. Can your trusty smartphone handle holiday food and product photography? You bet it can. All the amazing photos you see here? Every single one was captured using an iPhone. Here are smartphone photo tips for your festive shots. First is Lens TLC. Clean your lens for clear shots. Phones go everywhere, so smudges can sneak in. Second is Grid Power. Turn on your camera's grid for balanced and symmetrical shots. It's a game changer. Third, Image Format. If you are an iPhone user, set it to most compatible for better quality and subtle editing. Fourth, Angles matter. Experiment with angles for creative shots. Steady hands make sharp photos. Fifth, Light control. Adjust brightness using the exposure box. Swipe up for more, down for less. Sixth, Focus on focus. Tap to ensure your subject's sharp. Keep your phone straight for flat lays. Avoid tilting forward because it can look awkward. Last but not the least, editing magic. Apply the editing tips I shared earlier, then crop your photos to fit your platforms. 4x5 or square for social media, 16x9 for stories and reels. And there you have it, my friends, the keys to crafting enchanting food and product photos for your holiday marketing campaigns. Keep in mind, it's all about capturing the holiday spirit and making your audience feel the joy and excitement that this season brings. I didn't cover lighting in this video, but you can find videos on that topic in the description below. Don't be afraid to let your creativity run wild, experiment, and let your unique style shine in your holiday photos. Happy photographing, and here's to a successful and joyous holiday season. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share it with others who could use these tips. And if you're eager for more in-depth guidance, check out my Skillshare classes where I dive into prop styling, lighting, and composition. The link is right there in the description. Until next time, I wish you a festive and prosperous holiday season. Goodbye!
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy